So at least in terms of the technical bit, the symptoms, the causes and all, we've dealt with. Let's look at the experiences. Only mothers, Enya, and the stories they've told you, dealing with a child with a condition. Stories need to say, one can experience the same.
So the biggest way experiences is lack of support services. Even at the hospital, like Dr. Daniel said, when you come to the hospital, they are supposed to put the child. But some mothers go to the hospital with jaundice, and the nurse will tell you, go and throw the child to the sun, and it results in cerebral palsy. So that is one of the major things. Our healthcare system itself hasn't got a grip of how they deal with cerebral palsy. So just yesterday, for instance, I visited a mother who's nearby 9 years old, and this child is having continuous seizures. Or they are crying at hospital or 37, or for 1 week. The child was actually in a seizure way. The nurses don't know what to do. Doctor, no more afraid. I was telling them, imagine the mental state of the mother. So, there's no social support because of the lack of understanding of the condition and how it impacts on especially the mothers. That's the major thing. Where to take these children is a problem. Dr. Daniel said, some of them are very intelligent and all those things. That's true. I always say, my daughter is very, very intelligent, but you can't even measure her level of intelligence because she doesn't talk. I know she's intelligent by her actions or any idea of fee, but another person doesn't know. What you are taking the Accra way you go school be as a main.
Oh really?
Oh yes.
the regular schools.
I can tell you that 80% of children with cerebral palsy in Ghana are locked up in homes. They are locked up in homes because schools won't accept them. And so we have what is called an inclusive education policy in Ghana, which is supposed to make sure that all children, regardless of disability or whatever, are mixed together. Schools don't accept them, even government schools.
Wow.
Yes. So the parents are forced to just leave them at home. So imagine a child who is helpless, to feel. They are just looking on for the child to die, even though they have potential which could be harnessed. So those are some lived experiences of parents that have come to know. Even caregiving. Why I advocate is that as a nation, there are a lot of things we could do around Nkora Wemo, which will even generate employment for others. Because other countries, there are people whose, or you call them nursing assistants or whatever term they can use, but their job is to work with a child like this at the household level and now at school level. Here, it's not like that. You won't find it. If you find it, it's way expensive, you can't afford. So some of these things push the parents to hide the children, don't bring them out, and sometimes because of feelings or bread.
And how does society treat a parents one more and more condition? You must obani okunu not one more walk na any by any fault of theirs. Na akodana etisa be mane mamne ne papa ni nuanom ne nebusuafo obano dear. I'm sure that she may get the support of the family. But be mane busuana, how do they handle in the cases what handle?
So in the many of the cases are handle in them and the man will leave obejani. Well, but there are a few whose husbands are there to support them. But the major thing is that I know more try say or how so they try to push you to either say obekuna na obeto and they still do in present day Accra and you know in Accra, I've seen families who just get rid of a child because of my brain. And it's all because of how society sees those children. But I tell people that Accra or Nkwankwa there, then it means that there's something for the child to live or be a healthy now. but obi so tisa but otenase enti akra onkwankwa there we should at least give them a chance to life, but society no hu they say burden more money way. And they try to push them to a lot of places. Oh, koha, we na yo, oh, you can't those kind of things, you know. So, by the time on the nibeba ne ho say, for looking for solution, you know, I waste this kabebre. A lot of their monies go down the drain in search of a cure which is not there. And see, that's the situation of many parents.
How expensive is it to take care of a child with the condition?
It is expensive, very expensive. So
give us a sense of, because I'm not looking at you, I know you, so, but I'm looking at the ordinary manner of falling into such a situation. Some of the footages we saw, I'm not looking at you, but I'm looking at the generality of people who fall within this situation.
Expensive because everything about the children, you pay for it, and you pay above average. So even for schools, the parents will pay 3 times more than the average person.
Wow.
Simply because of higher. Schools are solely special needs way, you can't pay. My daughter went to a school some time ago, 3 years ago. Na fees near $3,000 a term.
$3,000.
Sisia, that particular school is in Accra. Sisia, our fees are $10,000 a term. You see expatriates, children, and others, but average Ghanaian, you can't afford that on a long-term, sustainable basis. The physiotherapy, the speech, and all those things they are talking about, it is not free. It is money. And the services are not even in our hospitals. So, it's not there. So, you need to engage someone at the individual level to do those things for you. It is very expensive. But I keep saying that we can help make it affordable. So, for someone like me, I learned it. I learned everything. I learned physiotherapy. I learned speech therapy. I learned occupational therapy. So I teach, like I handled my daughter. Instead of taking her for those services, I did it myself. My daughter used not to sit. She wasn't sitting in it, but now she's sitting, she's crawling, she's making sounds, she's pointing to things and other things. But I did those things just by learning on the internet, YouTube, speaking to other mothers anyway. And Cecilia, as a nation, we are training these people, speech therapists, and we don't even know where they are. That is why I feel the school system should have some of these people in there. I'll bet to me benefited from this, the services are a buying cost instead of a parent's cost, because on an individual level, it is expensive to manage such a child. I haven't even talked about medication. Medication is also very, if a child is having seizures, some of the medications are very expensive. And yet, medication are all the ones. You do it long term, lifetime sometimes. If you can't, you are not having a sustainable income, you can't afford it.